What is up, Bulls fans? Welcome to the channel. Today was Media Day, and we heard a lot of things from Billy Donovan and AK about what they thought the Bulls roster should look like going forward and what their plans are to try to make this team different. We also got to hear from Josh Giddey about his Olympic run, his injury to his ankle, which has been getting better. We heard from Zach LaVine about the rumors over the offseason and his happiness to be here in Chicago. And last but not least, we got to hear from Coby and from Lonzo Ball about what they think they're going to be able to do this year, offensively and defensively. And what I want to do is talk about all that, but first, you got to hear the intro.
Give me the hot sauce! Give me the hot sauce, Bob! For the lead! Go! Did you not get the memo? Dosumu for the lead! I want to go higher! Oh my goodness!
Welcome to the Let's Talk Bulls podcast.
Welcome back. This is Let's Talk Bulls, your number one Bulls podcast in Chicago. My name is Quentin. I'm your host, and the first thing we're going to talk about is AK and Billy Donovan when they step to the mic talking about their thoughts on this team and what their plans are for this offense and defense. Right? We have heard that they have a new plan. We're going to try something new on offense and defense, trying to play with a faster pace. They talked about the new positions we have. They talked about the new players, how they're going to fit in. And honestly, it seems like this team is trying to really get into an NBA offense. They want to play faster. They want to make better decisions. Now, when you talk about playing faster, that doesn't mean just the fast break. I know a lot of Bulls fans, a lot of basketball people, when they hear that, they just assume you're going to run a lot. But what it also means is making smarter decisions. A lot of times last year, the Bulls just didn't make quick decisions, right? It seemed like there was a little bit of a pause on who was going to take the shot, who was going to be the man. And sometimes people try to take it into their own hands when they didn't need to. And I think that's something they're going to focus on this year with their new additions of Josh Giddey. You got Chris Duarte. I think they're going to try to make sure they're focusing on getting open three-point shots and passing the ball quickly and efficiently, right? We saw Coby White have a very big outbreak year last year. Basically, in my opinion, he won most improved player of the year, right? A lot of people say, hey, maybe he didn't. In my opinion, he had the biggest jump year to year. We saw a big improvement in his game. I think this year he's going to be making a lot quicker decisions. The game will slow down more. Zach LaVine is coming back. He seems to be the healthiest he has been. I think he'll be ready to not only play amazing, have a lot of athleticism, but I think he's gotten to a point where he wants to see the young guys also step up and help them. So he'll be making decisions, not just to score, but also to help the offense flow. Now, you got Josh Giddey, who's just known for being a point guard who gets the offense going. He's a pass-first point guard. We didn't see a lot of it in OKC last year because he kind of lost his role in being the lead ball handler because Shea is just that good. But this is a chance for him to step in and really control the narrative, really show his offensive skill set when it comes to getting the ball moving to players who need it. You also get Lonzo Ball back, who, as you know, if you are a Bulls fan, is one of the best passers in the league. One of the best IQs in the league when it comes to not only defense, but getting the ball to who needs to touch the ball and at what moments as well. Chris Duarte is a shooter. Hopefully he gets some minutes. Hopefully he can show he can knock that three-point shot down. Ayo Dosunmu has tried to improve his three-point shot, and we're seeing that he can also pass. This is what they're looking for. Everyone on this team can handle. They can pass. They can make smart decisions, and they want us to make those decisions without a second guess. If you catch the ball and there's a better shot, pass it. There's no need to think. You don't have to worry about being number one. Worry about a win. And that's what they're trying to focus on with this team. As well as defense, we talked about it. You heard Billy Donovan really hearing from the fans, right? There needs to be something that's done. Alec Caruso is no longer on this team. We don't have him to help out when people make mistakes. Lonzo Ball is recovering. He is not going to start. He's not going to be 100%. He's not going to be the savior. You need to help your team. That is an issue the Bulls had last year. They don't know how to help out. They get discombobulated. They're running around the court with their heads like their heads cut off like a chicken. I don't know what's happening. I don't know the coaching from last year, but I need that to improve. We all need it to improve this year. They have to be able to help. If you have to drop down and cover somebody and there's somebody in the corner, cover that corner. Help, switch, do what you need to do to back up your teammates. There can't be moments where you just are too lazy to run out. We don't have the defensive mindset type of players to do that, right? We don't have a Rudy Gobert in the back to just make up for all of your mistakes if you let people drive by you. There has to be perimeter defense this year. And that's something that has to be focused on because, honestly, we don't have the best defenders. Coby White is improved. He's not that good at defense. Zach LaVine, not good at defense. Josh Giddey, not good at defense. I would assume was good at defense, but sometimes he makes dumb decisions too. Patrick Williams is also really good at defense, but is usually injured. We don't really know. They said he's been playing 505. He's clear to play, but he's had a lot of injury, so you have to keep that in mind. There's a lot of things that have to be focused on this team on the defensive end to push forward, and Billy said it a lot. This is a team that won't be the best defensively. They have to make schemes that help out the players, and the players have to put the effort to really work hard on the defensive end because you cannot be a great team without both offense and defense together. Right? Now, they also got some questions about Zach LaVine, if they're going to trade him, if they're not going to trade him. They kind of skirt around those because, their front office. They're not going to try to answer that, right? If you're a person who thinks they're going to come out and be like, yes, we're trying to trade Zach LaVine, that's not going to happen, right? Also, there's a chance that maybe a lot of the rumors that have happened aren't true. Zach LaVine came out in his press conference, we'll move to Zach, talking about the rumors from the offseason. He said, hey, if you're not hearing something from my camp, if you're not hearing something from me, then it's not accurate things that you need to be listening to. He said, hey, this is something that happened. My agent talked to you guys. This is the first time I'm talking to you guys since then. If anything that happened in between that, you've heard from people on what the Bulls say or what I say, and it's not one of us, you can disregard it. I'm happy to be here in the city. So it looks like Zach is coming into this season, whether it is something where a lot of the rumors were false and he does love the Bulls and there's not a rift and he's ready to play and he's just getting healthy, or if there is some stoke to that flame and maybe he's just trying to be a good teammate. Who knows? But the goal here is he's coming to the season not being a disgruntled superstar, and that's what you need, right? He's saying he wants to help the young guys. He clearly likes Coby. He clearly is okay dishing it to Coby if need be, and there's no DeMar DeRozan, so he will get more touches as well without having to defer there. I think this is going to be a year we see a good thing from Zach LaVine. Now, whether he gets traded, whether he doesn't get traded, I think this is going to be a good year for Zach where we see a little bit of a different Zach. Right, you got Giddey who can control the ball. You got Lonzo. I think Zach this year really starts to settle into that off ball a little bit more. It starts to play a little bit more like the Klay Thompson role I think he should play. Now, will he just be a corner shooter? No. Zach can get buckets. He can score. But I do think he will lean into not always having the ball. We have 3 really good ball handlers who can run point. Zach doesn't need to do it. We've seen Zach at his best when Lonzo was at the helm, right? When Lonzo was making decisions, getting him shots in the right spot, he's one of the best catch-and-shoot players in the league. He's one of the best fast break players in the league, one of the most athletic. Let your point guards, let Coby White, when he does handle the ball, because I'm assuming there will be times when it's Coby and Zach both out there. Let them control. You go run around. Do your best Steph Curry impression. Run. Go through screens. Get your defender tired. Get yourself a nice open shot. And I think that's what the Bulls are missing. Somebody to constantly be moving off ball who is not just creative, but also deadly from the three-point line and attacking the rim. It's very hard to guard Zach LaVine. Like, the difference here is when you look at Steph Curry, he's constantly moving. As a defender, it is extremely hard to guard a person doing that. But you don't have to worry about Steph rising up and dunking on you, right? If Steph gets a nice back cut, there's a chance you might be able to block it. Zach gets a nice back cut, you better step out the way. So I need Zach to play like that. Get your defender tired. Get yourself easy looks, because we know when Zach gets hot, when he gets into a rhythm, he's definitely one of the best scorers in the league. So I see that being great. I see him having a great season, but it was nice to hear from him finally about what's happening, right? As far as what we're hearing from both, Billy said that they're happy, they're good. He talks to him every year. Zach said that he's happy to be here. The relationship is good. So I'm just going to go by what they're saying for right now until I see something different during the season, because I want this to be a good season, whether we trade him or not. I want Zach to have a great, outstanding season scoring the ball. Now, moving on from Zach, let's talk a little bit about Giddey, right? Josh Giddey comes into this year after last year not having the best year of his life, right? He also didn't have the best playoffs. We all know he didn't play the best defense. He didn't get on the court a lot. But when it comes to it, he was really playing his role. Josh Giddey is a pass-first point guard who didn't get to really play point because Shea is just that good. He lost his spot. He was playing a whole different position, basically. A whole different game. And that seemed like it affected him. During the Olympics, we got to see Giddey kind of go back into the role that he's used to, and he looked good. You can see it. He can still find whoever. He can dribble. He can get to the rim. He can get his teammates involved. It's going to be a great push movement forward for the Chicago Bulls to hear that happening, right? We're going to be able to see Josh Giddey play great. We're going to be able to see the Bulls do things that work because he plays like Lonzo did when the Bulls were doing amazing. Now, the question here is, how does the Giddey-Lonzo thing work? I think Giddey's going to be great for the Chicago Bulls, but I also think Lonzo's going to help him even further. Right? Josh Giddey's the type of player who's going to get his teammates involved. He's going to try to get Coby and Zach the ball in the best possible spots. And then when you look at the fact that he also hits people on the cut, I think that's going to be major improvements for the Bulls. It really gives you, as another player, incentive to move. You know they're not going to miss you, right? What's the worst thing you can possibly have as a player? One of the worst things is you do a back cut, you leave your man, you got a wide open shot, and the point guard doesn't pass you the ball. So why next time would I do it again? If you're not looking for me, why am I doing it? So having that mindset of if I cut, if I get open, I'm touching the ball, I get to score, I get to show what I can do, that builds up a team. Josh Giddey is going to be a player. Mark my words, I'm saying it right now. Start of the season. We're not even in preseason yet. Josh Giddey has a redemption year. Josh Giddey is going to have a 15, 11, and 8 type of year. I'm going to call it right now. Now, that is hopefully going to be the lower end. Hopefully he learns from Lonzo Ball. I think this is a great chance for Lonzo to be a mentor for somebody as he recovers. I think it's the perfect spot for Giddey to be mentored. A point guard that's around a similar height. A point guard that can dribble, pass. The only difference is Lonzo is a way better shooter. Hopefully Lonzo can get Josh Giddey to shoot more. Whoever we took Lonzo to, whoever Lonzo went to for his jump shot, please send Josh Giddey to the same person. That's all I'm saying. Because Lonzo's jump shot got fixed. Let's send Giddey. Get Giddey that confidence to start shooting even more. If he can start shooting 60%, 50% of what Lonzo Ball was shooting, that's scary. Now, let's move this on to Lonzo Ball, since he's also being talked about. Lonzo Ball talked a little bit about his knee, making jokes, talking about, hey, I got a whole new knee. The good thing is, with him having a new knee, he still looks like he has hope. Right? This isn't something where he's like, I don't know, I'm going to test it out, I'm going to see what happens. Lonzo Ball looks like he's ready to ball. He's very truthful. He's very mindful of where he's at in his recovery, and that's what I like to see. He's not giving us no, I'm going to be back to 150%. Lonzo said, hey, like there's going to be minute restrictions. I'm not playing back-to-backs, right? I'm recovering. I'm doing things. I got to see how my knee works, right? I was watching Hayes talk about Lonzo, and he was pointing out a really good point. It's great that he talked about the fact that he started his podcast because he has to start planning on in case basketball isn't everything later on. He wants to have something that keeps him close to the game. Mentally, Lonzo Ball is coming into this with the mindset of, hey, I'm giving it everything I got. I can still play. I may not be the best person I was before, but I still can play the game I love. He even said it during his interview, hey, I'm not going to have the same athleticism. That is what you want to hear from a player coming from this injury. Truth. Honesty. Someone who sat back and looked at what's going to happen. Because what that tells me is not only does he understand it's going to take more than just him stepping on a court. It means he's been practicing how to deal with his downfalls. right? The worst thing we could have is Lonzo Ball coming back and being like, hey, I'm just as athletic, probably. I believe I'm going to get right back to 175%. Ain't nothing going to stop me. And then he hurts himself more because he doesn't understand that he's not the same person, right? Now he's going to learn to dribble differently. He's going to learn how to attack the basket and do all of these things with the athleticism he has now, not trying to be the Lonzo of old. Hopefully, he also sits back and understands that this is a team where he has a lot of voice, right? With Alex Caruso gone, Lonzo Ball is going to be the voice on defense. He's going to have to step it up and get his teammates involved. I need him on the bench screaming out what to do because you know he has the IQ to look at a game, even on the bench, and see what needs to be done. Coach up Coby, right? Let him know what he needs to do. Coach up Giddey. You guys have similar heights, similar structure as far as how you play. Get him to play better defense, right? Even Giddey said it. Giddey said, I'm not going to be an Alex Caruso type defender, but I do want to be better. What's better than having Lonzo coach him on IQ type of plays? He maybe not have the athleticism to go get it heart mentality to be a lockdown, but he does have the want to be better, and that's what you want from your young players. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about Coby White. We're not going to talk about Vooch because it's Vooch, and Vooch says the same type of stuff every year. And the only thing I'm worried about with Vooch is please stop dropping in coverage every time there's a pick and roll and don't shoot 5 3-pointers a game. As long as he doesn't do that, hey, I'm cool, right? Honestly, I don't even know if Vooch will be with the team the entire year. So we're going to focus on Coby White, who, for me, has become my favorite player on the Bulls. I love Coby's game. I love his athleticism. I love that he can shoot. I love that each and every year he looks to learn something new. Now, we heard a lot about him practicing with a higher altitude. He wants to get his body ready. Billy even said it. One of the big things he learned he needs to work on is the breath, right? The cardio to withstand the amount of work it takes to be the type of scorer he's become, right? When he went on that run, we saw it last year. There was games, 3, 4, 5 games where Coby looked like, damn, this dude's about to be the next Jamal Crawford type of scorer off the bench. This dude can shoot. He's shooting like lights out. He's looking amazing. He's shooting, half-court shots, pull-ups, fadeaways, crossover into like step backs, doing everything you need. But then after 3, 4 games, you get 5, 6, 7 games where he just couldn't do it. And it's because he was tired. He just couldn't handle the constant go, 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 go. The constant cardio it takes to be the main guy. And people don't talk about that. All of these people are athletes. All of these people are professional basketball players. But the people who are those main stars, those Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Zach LaVine, Steph Curry, those type of players have to put so much into offense to be as good as they are. These are players who dribble, they shoot, they're guarding one of the fastest players on the court. People don't talk about that. Yeah, Kobe's not the best defender, but imagine having to run down the court full speed on a fast break, move around screens, run around the court, catch the ball, take a half-court shot. Once it goes in, you got to go back on defense and then guard Steph Curry running around too. That's a lot of work. Takes a lot of cardio out of your body when you are the main guy. You don't get a chance on offense to go, hey, I'm not the option this time. I'm going to go stand in the corner and wait for you to do what you do and I get to breathe. No, you're going 110 miles per hour for like 2-3 minutes straight. So knowing that he's using this summer to work on not just his game, but his cardio, he understands what he's lacking, what he needs to work on, tells me Kobe's going to have another great year this year. And honestly, if we can get Coby to a point where he has the cardio and the mindset and get that dog mentality of he's one of the leading scorers, if not the leading scorer on this team, it's going to be a deadly year. Right? Now, the media day got me excited. It seemed like the Bulls are starting to think positively. Right? No one seemed like they were down on themselves. No one seemed like they hate this team. And also, some people are going to hate the Billy Donovan AK statements about how the Bulls aren't just going to tank. They didn't answer the question about keeping the top 10 pick. But what I do like to hear from them is, hey, the goal here is to get people to develop. Right? And some people do question that. Some people think the Bulls should just say, screw it, and just give up. And just hope that we get a Cooper Flag type of pick. We keep our high pick. Others are like, hey, they're delusional, but hey, we can win a championship. The goal for this team is neither. The goal for this team is to continue to get your young players to develop, right? You want them to understand what it is to fight for a win. You don't want them to spend the whole year being like, hey, I'm scoring 30 points, but we lose every game. No, you want them to say, my scoring helps us win. This is how you be consistent. This is how you win when you're playing good teams. That's what you're looking for from this team. So with that was the media day. We got a lot of information. We heard from some players we wanted to. We didn't get to hear from everybody, but we will probably in the next few weeks. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. I'm ready for this season to start. It feels so good to be back talking about the Bulls. And I love that you guys have been around with me this year. It's been a crazy year last year, starting a podcast, doing all this stuff, and making this a place in a community where you can come and enjoy. So, like I usually say, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great time. If you like the video, if you like this setup, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you're notified when I drop more videos. And with that, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Peace.